Come with me, let us enter your sacred space once more, the garden of your soul. For a season, perhaps a long season, there has been peace here. You have worked the soil, planted with hope, and watched things grow. But today is different, interactive. Meditation prompt. Entering the storm, close your eyes. I want you to feel this with me. Take a slow, deep breath. As you inhale, feel the warmth of a peaceful memory in your garden, the sun on your shoulders, the smell of blooming roses, the gentle hum of a honeybee. Now, as you exhale, feel the sudden chill in the air, a change you did not expect. Look up at the sky in your soul's garden. The clear blue has been swallowed by a bruised, angry purple. The wind begins to whip through the leaves, not with a playful whisper, but with a mournful howl. You can smell the ozone, the electric charge of a coming storm. The doctor's report was the first crack of thunder. The empty bank account was the first lash of cold rain. The harsh words in your marriage, the silence from your child, they are the winds that are now tearing at the very fabric of this garden you have so lovingly tended. You rush around, frantic. You try to prop up the broken branches of your plants. You try to dig trenches to divert the flooding waters of your fear. You are striving, fighting, pushing back against the chaos with your own two hands. But the storm is too strong, and you fall to your knees in the cold, wet mud, soaked in sorrow, lifting a tear-streaked face to a sky that seems made of iron. And you cry out, God, where are you? Don't you see this? My garden is being destroyed. If you are here, in this place of desperation, I want you to be very still, for this is the moment the master gardener chooses to walk through the broken gate. He doesn't come to stop the storm, not yet. He comes to stand in it with you, and he is here to teach you the sacred paradoxes of trusting him when your world is falling apart. Chapter 1. The Paradox of Surrender, where letting go is taking hold. The narrative scene. The gardener's futile striving. The master gardener stands beside you in the raging storm. He watches you for a moment as you frantically try to save a lily whose stem has been snapped by the wind. Your hands are covered in mud. Your breath comes in ragged gasps. You are a picture of desperate, failing effort. He does not criticize your effort. His voice is calm and steady, somehow cutting through the howl of the wind. Gardener, he says gently, your hands are too small to hold back this storm. You look up at him, frustrated. But I have to do something. You cry out, everything is being ruined. He kneels in the mud beside you. I know, he says, his eyes full of a compassion that quiets your frantic heart for a beat. But the first step to surviving this storm is not to fight it. It is to surrender it. Your striving is exhausting. You'll let go. Trust me, I will fix this. The deeper meaning, the first paradox, surrender as strength. This is the first and most fundamental paradox of the faith walk. True spiritual power is not found in striving, but in surrender. The world teaches us that strength is about holding on tighter, working harder, pushing through with sheer willpower. The kingdom of God teaches the opposite. Strength is found in releasing your white-knuckled grip on your situation and placing it into the infinitely capable hands of God. Your frantic efforts to fix your storm are like trying to stop a hurricane with a handheld fan. It is not only ineffective, it is utterly exhausting. God is not asking you to perform for him. He is inviting you to posture yourself before him. When you stop trying to fix what only he can fix, you are not giving up. You are finally giving him permission to do what he has been waiting to do. All along you take your hands off the steering wheel, and for the first time, you allow the master of the universe to drive. That moment of surrender is not weakness. It is the ultimate act of wisdom. The interactive meditation and toolkit, the unclenching fist protocol. Let's practice this surrender together. Right now, in the middle of your storm, I want you to make a fist with both of your hands. Clench them tightly. Feel the tension in your fingers, your wrists, your forearms. This fist represents your effort, your control, your striving, your fear. This is you trying to hold your life together by your own strength. Now, listen to the master gardener's voice in your spirit. Let go. Slowly, deliberately. I want you to unclench your fists, finger by finger. Feel the tension releasing. Open your palms and turn them upward. This posture, this act of opening your hands, is one of the most powerful prayers you can pray. It is a physical act of surrender. As your hands are open, let's pray this together. Whisper it with me, the prayer of release. Lord, I let go. I release my need to understand this storm. I release my timeline for when it should end. I release my own failed efforts to fix this. My hands are open. The situation is now in your hands. I surrender. I trust you. The daily practice. Do this every morning. Before you begin to strive, Begin by surrendering. Clench your fists, representing the worries of the day, then open them in prayer, releasing those worries to Him. This daily ritual trains your soul to live in a state of surrender, not stress. Chapter 2. The paradox of stillness, where waiting is warfare. The narrative scene. The shelter in the storm. Now that you have surrendered, now that your hands are open, the master gardener does something unexpected. He does not yet calm the storm. Instead, He leads you away from the center of the garden to a small, sturdy stone shed in the corner, a place you've always used for tools but never for shelter. He opens the door and gestures for you to go inside. You sit together on an old wooden bench. Through the one small rain-streaked window, you can still see the chaos, the wind whipping the trees, the rain lashing the ground. But inside the shed, the air is still. The sound of the storm is muffled, distant. He does not speak. He simply sits with you in the quiet. He is teaching you the second paradox, the power of stillness, the deeper meaning. The second paradox, stillness as a spiritual weapon in a world that screams for action. God often calls us to a season of holy stillness. This is not passivity. It is not apathy. It is a powerful and strategic form of spiritual warfare. While you are sitting still in the shelter of His presence, the enemy is raging outside. He is throwing his fiercest winds of doubt at you. He is lashing you with rains of accusation. He wants you to panic. He wants you to run back out into the storm and start fixing things in your own strength again. Why? Because he knows that in your own strength you will fail. Your stillness in the face of his chaos is an act of defiant trust. It is a declaration that says, my peace is not dependent on my circumstances. My hope is not tied to the weather. I will wait here in the presence of my God until He tells me to move. This kind of quietness and trust, as Isaiah 32:15 says, is where your true strength is found. While it feels like you are doing nothing, you are actually engaging in the highest level of warfare. You are refusing to partner with the enemy's chaos, and are instead choosing to rest in God's sovereignty. The interactive meditation and toolkit, the still point, practice. You are sitting in the shed with the master gardener. The storm is loud outside. Your heart may still be beating fast. Let's find the still point together. Step 1, the breath of peace. Close your eyes. Listen to the sound of the storm in your life, the worries, the fears. Acknowledge it is there. Now, shift your focus to your breath. Breathe in for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 6. As you inhale, whisper in your heart, God is here. As you exhale, whisper, I am safe. Let's do that 3 times together. Inhale, God is here. Exhale, I am safe. Step 2, finding the I in the I. The peace is not in the storm. It is in the I am who is with you in the storm. The eye of the hurricane. In your mind, visualize the chaos swirling around you, but see a small, calm, protected space right at your very center. This is the place where Christ dwells in you. See Him there, perfectly at peace. Your job is not to stop the storm, but to retreat to that still, quiet center with Him. Step 3, the waiting well prayer. Waiting is an active spiritual discipline. Pray this simple prayer of active waiting. Lord, I am waiting in this shelter with you. I will not run out in fear. I will not strive in my own strength. I will wait for your instruction. My soul waits for the Lord more than watchmen wait for the morning. I trust your timing. Chapter 3, the paradox of sight, where blindness is true vision. The narrative scene, seeing the unseen as you sit in the shelter. The master gardener begins to speak again. He points through the rain-streaked window to a rosebush that has been battered by the wind, its blossoms torn and scattered on the ground. Gardener, he says, tell me what you see. You reply with sadness, I see destruction. I see loss. The beauty is gone. He smiles gently. That is what your natural eyes see, he says. Now let me show you what my eyes see. He asks you to look again, but this time, to look beneath the surface. Do you see how this torrential rain, which looks so destructive, is actually watering the deep roots of this rosebush in a way your gentle watering can never could? Do you see how the violent wind has broken off the weak, diseased branches, the very ones you were afraid to prune? Yourself. What you call destruction, I call a necessary cleansing. I am washing the soil and strengthening the roots. I am preparing this garden for a bloom you cannot yet imagine. The deeper meaning, the third paradox, seeing with faith, not with your eyes. The third paradox of trust is learning that true spiritual vision often requires a temporary blindness to your physical circumstances. We walk by faith, not by sight. This means there will be seasons when what you see with your natural eyes, the empty bank account, the negative medical report, The broken relationship will directly contradict what God has spoken in His Word. In these moments, you have a choice. Will you believe the report of your senses, or will you believe the report of the Lord? Trusting God is not about denying reality. It is about declaring a higher reality over your circumstances. The reality is, the storm is raging, but the truth is, God is your refuge and strength. The reality is, the garden looks devastated, but the truth is, God is working all things together for your good. To see with the eyes of faith is to look at the broken branch and see the future rose. It is to look at the empty field and see the coming harvest. This kind of vision doesn't make sense to the world, but it is the language of heaven. The interactive meditation and toolkit exercise. Let's practice seeing with the eyes of faith right now. Step 1. The reality acknowledgement. Bring your most difficult situation to mind. See it clearly, in your journal or in your heart. Acknowledge the painful facts. The reality is, I am in debt. The reality is, I am lonely. The reality is, the doctor's report is not good. Not deny the storm. Step 2. The truth declaration. Now we are going to declare God's higher reality over the facts. Find a specific promise in Scripture that speaks to your situation. For the debt, you might declare, but the truth is, my God shall supply all my needs according to His riches in glory. Philippians 4:19. For the loneliness, you might declare, but the truth is, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted. Psalm 34 minutes and 18 seconds. For the health report, you might declare, but the truth is, by His stripes, I am healed. Isaiah 53:5. Say it aloud. The reality is, state the problem, but the truth is, declare God's promise. Step 3. The as if visualization. Close your eyes. Spend 2 minutes visualizing your life as if the promise were already fully manifest. See yourself debt-free and being generous. See yourself in a loving, godly community. See yourself healthy and strong. This is not wishful thinking. This is an act of faith that aligns your imagination with God's intention for your life. It is looking at the future He is creating, not the present your storm has created. Chapter 4. The paradox of the scar where brokenness becomes your beauty. The narrative scene. The sun after the storm finally passes. The wind dies down, the rain stops, and a brilliant, clean sunlight breaks through the clouds. You and the master gardener step out of the shelter. The air smells clean, fresh, and alive. But the garden is not the same. It is scarred. There are empty patches where weaker plants were washed away. The trunk of the old oak tree bears a fresh scar where a large branch was torn away. It is not the perfect, manicured garden it once was. A part of you grieves this, but the master gardener leads you to the scarred oak tree. He runs his hand over the raw, broken place. Do not weep for this scar, gardener, he says. Every garden that has weathered a great storm bears them this. Scar does not speak of weakness, it speaks of survival. It tells a story. It will heal, and the wood beneath will be stronger than ever before. This brokenness has now become the most beautiful and interesting part of this old tree. It is its testimony. He then walks to an empty, muddy patch, a place of total loss. He smiles, opens his hand, and plants a new, exotic flower you have never seen before. And the empty places, he says, are where I do my most creative work. The deeper meaning, the fourth paradox, the testimony of a healed wound. The final paradox is that God does not erase our scars, He redeems them. The goal of restoration is not to return you to the state you were in before the storm, as if it never happened. The goal is to bring you to a new place of strength, beauty, and authority that was only made possible because of the storm. Your scars become your sermon. Your pain becomes your platform. The enemy intended for your wounds to be a source of shame, a constant reminder of your failure and loss. But in the hands of the master gardener, your healed wounds become a source of profound authority. When you speak to someone else who is in a storm, you will not speak with the shallow optimism of someone who has never been tested. You will speak with the quiet, unshakable authority of a survivor. You will be able to point to your own scars and say, I know this hurts, but let me tell you about the God who healed me. Let me tell you about the master gardener who can make beautiful things grow even in the most broken ground. Your weakness, once healed, becomes your greatest strength. The interactive meditation and toolkit, the sacred scars, consecration. Let us now change our relationship with our own scars. Step 1. Identify your scar. In the quiet of your heart, bring to mind a scar your life bears from a past storm, a betrayal, a failure, a loss. Feel the memory of its pain without shame. Step 2. The re-anointing prayer. Place a hand over your heart. over the place of that spiritual scar. We are going to re-anoint this place from a wound into a weapon. Pray this with me, Master Gardener. I acknowledge this scar. It was once a place of great pain, but today, I surrender it to you. I ask you to anoint this scar with the oil of your spirit. Let it no longer be a reminder of my brokenness, but a testament to your healing power. Transform this place of pain into a platform for your purpose. Let this scar speak of your glory. Step 3. The new flower vision. Now, in your mind's eye, look at that scarred place in your soul and ask the Master Gardener, what new, beautiful thing do you want to plant in this empty space? Be still and listen. Perhaps it is the flower of compassion, the flower of forgiveness, the flower of wisdom. See him planting that new seed right in the heart of your old wound. This is the beauty that rises from the ashes. Conclusion. The restored gardener, my dear friend, my fellow gardener, our walk today is coming to an end. Look at your garden now. It is not the same as it was before the storm. It is different. It is stronger. It is more beautiful, scarred with the testimony of survival and blooming with a new, supernatural life. You have learned to find power in surrender, warfare in stillness, vision in blindness, and beauty in brokenness. You see now that the Master Gardener was with you every moment. He did not cause the storm, but he used it. He used it to deepen you, to strengthen you, to cleanse you, and to prepare you for a harvest you could never have contained before. You are not the same gardener who fell to their knees in the mud. You have walked with the Master through the fire. You have learned his ways. You have felt his presence. And now he hands the trowel back to you, not with a command to strive, but with an invitation to collaborate with him in this new, glorious season. Your life is no longer about avoiding storms. It is about knowing the one who calms them. Your trust is no longer in the predictability of the weather, but in the faithfulness of the gardener. Trust him, he will fix it. In fact, he already has.